Hey guys, and welcome to a situational awareness video. And in this video I actually have two things I want to talk about, but we'll get to those later. First up, the video here. In this battle we've been fighting on the right side of, what is this called again? Highway? I think it's Highway. I've only been fighting about, I think I've had 5 battles in total on this map. First up, finishing off a Jagdtiger, because he could highly likely see me from up there, and if he could see me, then he would highly likely fire at me. So I decided to go help our IS-8 while my buddy Nitrix was going to finish up the T-34. As you can see on the minimap, he is fighting with him, and I just get around the corner just in time to see my buddy get killed. IS-8 ally. So the AMX 1375 is going to come around the corner. I can see he's very low on health, so I decided to take him out first. I could have taken out the IS-8 first, but I didn't think. Actually, we'll stop the video right here, and we're going to reverse the entire situation, just to let you know what I should have been thinking here instead. As you can see, the IS-8 just took damage, small amount of damage, and then again took a small amount of damage. First time it was 139, and then it was 87. That means the AMX 1375 has fired 2 shells. He has 4 shots left. In maximum, he can do about 600 damage, and then he has to reload for a long time. So I should have been focusing on the IS-8. But again, let's stop the video and think a little. As you can see, the IS-8 has just fired at me, and I've taken 365 damage. He is going to reload for 14 seconds. My own reload, as I have the reload timer, is 20 seconds. I have reloaded more than half, as you can see, so instead of backing up, I should have been pushing towards him, because, as you can see up on the right side of the corner, we have 2 artilleries, and the M12 takes me out. I should have been pushing on that IS-8. It's a lot of things to think about when you're in the moment, but I should have been thinking about it, because my brain does go that fast in battle. So that was a really big mistake by my part. I should really have been thinking about it, because the M12 had been hitting me earlier, so I had no excuse. And here I switched to the Hummel, because I'm like, you can't shoot through that. But he could. So that's another thing I learned through this battle. Never doubt the Hummel's ability to shoot through pillars. Ooh. I write good job to the Hummel, because if the Hummel hadn't hit the IS-8, then my buddy Nitrix could have had a low damage roll and then had to fight the IS-8 in a, yeah, he could have been shot by the IS-8, but now it's a one-shot kill. So good job, Hummel. And then we get to the real issue, or the real situational awareness in this video. My buddy now is up against 2 artilleries. Already now I'm thinking, if you go to the enemy base, you'll have wasted a lot of time just going there, because your tank isn't that fast, and the Hummel is a very fast tank. So if you go and the Hummel outflanks you and goes to cap your base, you have to go all the way back. And going through all those train tracks and train wagons, or whatever they're called, you waste a lot of time, and you maybe not make it in time. So I tell him to sit around and wait around for the base for now. There's still 7 minutes left in the game, so that's plenty of time to go and chase the artillery if they decide not to come and cap. But as you can see, the IS-8 says no, and I decide to type in the chat that what my buddy is going to do. First I wrote some long story about him waiting for the artillery to come, but I decided to write it in a much shorter version, and just told him that my friend had 2 options. He could either wait there and maybe get a win, because the artillery might be smart and come to the base, or he could go to the base and waste time by not finding any artillery and then having to go all the way back to the base. So I kept telling my buddy over Skype that, don't worry, the artillery on the enemy team is pretty fast, the Hummel is pretty fast, and the M12 is not a slow tank at all. So if you play it smart and they play it smart, then you have to up the ante and play even smarter. So I was telling my friend that, don't worry, they have fast artillery, they're highly likely taking a long route around the map and waiting for you to get all the way up to their base. And then at the same time they're going to enter the cap zone. And lo and behold, both artillery enter the base at the same exact time. And there's nowhere to run. They can try to run, but it's a lost situation for them. So I actually read them like a book, because if you're alone against fast tanks and you have plenty of health, you can bet your hiney on the fact that they're going to come and outflank you and try to cap you if they're two. Because if you go far away from your base and they both go into the cap zone, you are going to have a very hard time getting back in time before the cap is over and they have won. So the smartest thing that he could have done was wait in the base and just wait for them, and he did. So a great tip: if you're up against faster tanks and they know you're in a very slow tank, just hide somewhere close to base, and when they start capping, come back. And if they don't cap, then, well, it's a very tough situation, because you could be running around the entire map trying to find each other, but they're the fastest tanks, so they really should be thinking about them using their speed and getting to your cap zone and trying to outcap you. But of course, again, this would only apply if you haven't seen the tanks the entire match, like the artillery in this match. They knew that you hadn't seen them the entire match, so, and I think they saw on the minimap where he went, because he drove towards his own base and it looked like he was going to take a right turn around the entire map. So the artillery went left and then decided to go into the cap zone and try to outcap him by going in at the same time. And that's another tip: if you're in this situation and you're the first one close to the cap zone, don't enter it before your ally. If he's a slow tank or if you're just a little bit ahead of him, always wait for him to come closer to the cap zone, because the surprise element of, oh my god, they're capping at 2 ticks per second is so much greater than, oh, they're capping 1, 2, okay, they're just 1, I'll go back. Compared to, oh my god, they're capping insanely fast, I can't make it. So always try to go into the cap zone at 2 at once. That's the advice for if you were on the other team. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I really enjoyed reading the enemy like a book. So hope you enjoyed it as well.